So I said to him, if you call us the Hardy Boys one more time, I'm going to sock you.
Oh, John.
Hello, my name is John Madison.
I'm George Primavera.
And thank you so much for watching Realm. We really hope you enjoy episode 5, which is about to start.
And if you do enjoy it, make sure you pre-save our Kickstarter. Our Kickstarter is launching on January 27th. The link is right in the description below. And make sure you get your popcorn, you get your little blankets, you get on the couch, and enjoy episode 5 of Realm. See you there.
See you there.
Hello and welcome back to the Realm! All right! We are back for episode 5! Count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 episodes in this amazing setting with these amazing players. We've got Joey, we've got James and Nick, and then on the other side of the table we've got John, Mariah, and Lauren. And we have been through some shit.
Yeah.
Okay, so quick recap for what happened last time. After discovering the red soul deep within the caverns and these fiendish wayfarers from a plane of fire that you did not recognize through an invisible portal, Cairn Sylvain decided to drop a moonbeam on this red soul, changing its shape before your very eyes into an acidic mist that burned your skin, that plumed and filled many caverns over. Cairn was able to spot that deep within this bipedal glowing red figure existed multitudes deep within it, an unfathomably large creature, not in any of the dimensions we are used to seeing, but in one within a depth. After very successfully making our way out of the tunnel, avoiding the various creatures and monsters and the mist that chased us out, Orion was able to cave some tunnel in to hopefully buy some time, with this unconscious fiend on your back who has yet to be named. After putting him up against a tree and trying to figure out how to communicate with this person whom the language barrier is quite literal in this case. Even through as much magic as you were able to throw out to comprehend languages, to try to dispel this effect, all of those failed. But we have found a workaround, which is writing down our on a piece of paper. Newly invented paper and pencil.
Fresh.
We should patent it.
I'm getting the patent later on. That's
Pending.
But as he wrote these strange, unfamiliar sigils, they swarmed before Chelsea's very eyes. Chelsea, after getting a little bit of what this fellow was trying to get across, the name Arden Morrow came up once again, and he asked you right to your face if your name was Jethro. Arden Morrow sends his regards. So, with all of that given, Chelsea decided to drop a comprehend languages on this fellow to be able to understand your writing in kind. And after you sort of made your loyalty to the Silver Citadel known to be dubious, as many of you are held against your will in doing this service, like Jethro, some of you are pressured into doing so, like Cairn and Vale, what we are going to hop in on now is as he is able to understand your writing, he writes a long response.
Right.
And we're going to get to that response now.
Machi.
He paints a vivid picture. But I'm not going to read off what he would have written to you. I'm going to describe to you what he tells you in a more visual way. I will remind you that we have not been able to nail down whether this guy is telling the truth. It's a tricky situation. We're just reading writing, and you never know if a narrator is reliable or not. So everything I say now could or could not be true or false. But we open on a fiery wall, thousands of feet high, over wasteland. Manning this unfathomably tall wall, on stone, walk many fiendish warriors. They patrol it, looking down over acidic pools, steaming with toxic mists. As all of them stand stalwart, waiting, tense, something massive and metallic lifts a claw over a sheer edge and pulls itself up. A horrifying behemoth of unknowable power stalks towards this gigantic inferno wall. and the fiends let loose their assault. Immediately, thousands of fireballs, little blasts of lightning arc down from this wall. And as this thing trudges forward through all of the spell energy, attempting to stick its claws into the wall, eventually this thing comes apart from the sheer amount of damage it takes, and the activity on the wall relents. This is the picture that the man who identifies himself as Borkefka paints for you.
We got a name.
Got a name.
Borkefka?
Borkefka spelled
You-
B-O-R
Bork.
K-E-F-K-A.
Oh, great name.
And is
That's
this
awesome.
creature that was attacking the wall, is its name Aaron Yeager?
And are
He-
these Titans?
He describes it as this is one of various threats that they are guarding against down here.
Okay.
He takes it from the beginning. He describes to you about how he and the other folks that reside in a hellish plane called Punishment. They wait at the wall deep below the realm and prevent the threats that might take everything apart from entering. They are posted here. It is a solemn duty, and for many hundreds or even thousands of years, this has been the case. But there is another layer of defense should the wall falter, and there has been for a long time. Time does not operate the way it does in the realm. For many, many years, the realm used to travel at double the rate. The time used to travel at double the rate as it did below. This allowed for folks above, should there have been a breach, to prepare with ample time. But this did mean that any of those posted to the wall, if they knew somebody in the realm or if they were there from the realm, they were losing quite a bit more time. So it was an honorable job to go down to wherever this place was within Punishment. Perhaps it wasn't always called Punishment, but that is how he calls it. To go down there and defend not only the realm, but everything. But then there were a couple of mishaps. A couple of things got through. This is many, many years ago. Much like before any of you were born or anything that you all remember.
Before this uprising.
Before this uprising, which he is about to talk about.
Great.
And the Celestials upon Orbis, which he writes and he underlines with a great deal of contemptuousness. They decided that this defense was not enough. They changed how time worked again. This time they amplified the speed at which the realm moved to 10 times faster than what is happening in Punishment.
Well,
This was met with great resistance. As the people on the wall suddenly couldn't carry out a normal life on the realm, there was no such thing as a shift anymore. They would spend weeks defending and come back and find anyone that they knew aged, forgetting about them. They couldn't maintain any kind of life in the realm. And so, after a little while, a rebellion formed. And using the few meager portals that these fiendish denizens were allowed to visit anyone they may knew up on the realm, those were disabled largely, but a few of them were kept open. And through these portals, the fiends waged one big war on the realm, with the intent of getting through the realm to those upon Orbis that made those decisions and could alter time in such a way. However, they made a mistake. They assumed that Orbis was moving at the same rate as the realm.
oh, shit.
That is not the case. Orbis, whatever was up there, was moving at a rate far faster than they had conceived. So even when they were able to beat back the Celestials that descended from Orbis to put this war to an end, in an instant they would return afresh, as if no damage had been done to them at all. And they would appear relaxed and cocky, and they slayed the fiends where they stood. One thing was able to happen. They got through one sabotage. Allowing one of these creatures into the Silver Citadel through one last desperate attack. Allowing it to reach the silver stems at the heart of the Silver Citadel. Holy artifacts that are said to ascend all the way to Orbis. When this thing touched those silver stems, Orbis went dim for a time, and they were able to stop the Celestials from appearing for a while. And this is why that war raged as long as it did. But soon the Celestials figured out what was wrong, fixed the problem, and they beat them back. And not only did they keep the time dilation the same, they amplified it further. Currently, as it is understood by the fiends down in punishment, time moves 100 times faster in the realm than it does in
I
punishment.
knew he was going to say that. I knew it, and I got really scared.
Every minute is 100 minutes. Wow. And they know for a fact, and this is something that he understands, and he wants to get across to you, time is being stolen from all of you as well. Those on Orbis are likely moving at the same ratio compared to you as you are compared to us, he says.
So it's like 1,000 times faster
10,000 times faster.
on Orbis than punishment.
Yes.
And 1,000 from us.
From Realm.
And 100 from Realm.
100 from Realm.
Wow.
100 to 10,000. Now, he is clear about this. This separates the realms. This traps us where we are. And they have disabled any means of us coming here, save for a few last tricks up our sleeve. And he is clearly referencing the portal that he and his partner came through.
Right.
He tells a big long story about how there is a smith, somebody who works a forge, deep in holy chambers devoted to Ram, to create the device that you are now holding in your hand.
Glad we brought it.
This is a time-stopping... Yeah, right. He references that. You just are holding it there like...
Thank gosh, we got this thing.
This allows them to mess with time, but only locally, and it is a sloppy device at best.
Time-stopping areas.
Time-stopping slow area.
Time.
He then points to you and, writes something to you that he expects a response to. You follow Ram and worship them, correct?
It's a little complicated.
It is with all of us, he responds.
Okay, then yes.
That is why you were unaffected, and your artifact is disabling the time dilation that this device could create. Your aura around you is what was unmaking the time stopping. So as you approached, that guy was released. As you went down into the tunnels, the droplets started to fall. But when the other three went, they started to slow and get away as they got away from you.
Oh, shit.
As he kind of concludes this whole thing, he says, the war has not been that long off from us. It's been about a month and a half.
Oh my God.
And we are still, though beaten, trying to figure out a way back to get justice for ourselves. And the Soul Searchers have stopped us at most turns, used as an arm of the Silver Citadel.
Honey Badger?
There's so much going on. I'm just looking at Karen, try to get a read on what Karen's feeling about all this.
He says, I want you to kill me because there is no death for me up here. There is only return.
It's a punishment.
If I were to fall in punishment, that would be another story. But if I die here, I'll be sent back home. I know Zeravona is waiting for me.
To love.
What? How do you spell that?
Zeravonna. Zeravona.
Two ends.
He says, I prayed for death quickly because it would return me. If you are to take me to the Silver Citadel, they will not grant me that mercy.
So also, what we knew as soul searchers was when a soul is saved, essentially, wasn't it they either ascend or go down to punishment? Was that what it was?
You write that to him?
Yeah, I want to...
He says, that does not happen.
Oh.
They are all sent
In punishment.
to us.
Told you guys it was Urinetown.
So we're just
I knew
taking
it
them,
was
we're taking
Urinetown.
them out,
It's
and we're bringing
Urinetown.
them back. It's just a cycle we are
Felt it.
facilitating.
He says, this is more complicated, and I actually do not know where souls come from.
Do you?
But they just get sent back when we bring them to process.
Whenever they bring to process, they send them to
they send them
us.
to punishment.
Wow. Crap.
So are we
Guys,
just
we're
not
gonna
building
take
this
down
army
Citadel.
more? Well, I mean, it's the same souls, but then anyone that dies theoretically is being
Sent to
sent
punishment.
there. So
Yeah.
We were told a lie.
It's
we're
like
just
how
augmenting
recycling's a
this
lie.
Army, so
We
to
have to
speak.
talk about it.
Are they wait? So
Let's
are
open
they
it up.
souls? When we return the souls, are they still souls in punishment? Like in the same kind of like light?
He says,
bipedal thing?
some come and become warriors to fight for us along the wall. Others are not people, but are objects and weapons.
Oh my god.
And they walk around in a form that allows them movement and allows them some basic direction so that they can make their way across the wastelands to us.
Can I? Oh, sorry. Go, Jethro.
What? Where's Arden?
Yeah, that's. We were gonna ask the same shit.
He writes this like, Arden, he does like a little quick math to himself. It will have been almost 15 years now, perhaps a bit more. We made contact with Arden and I believe your Soul Searcher Brigade down below, and we explained ourselves to him.
Like 5 minutes ago, essentially. Ish.
It was about a month ago.
Month.
About a month and change ago. Month and a half, 36 days-ish.
How did they get there?
We were attempting to do what my partners Aravona and I were attempting to do. They almost stopped us, and when we explained our situation to Arden, all of the Soul Searchers came with us. But you were left behind, because they knew that if somebody wasn't left behind, they would come looking. And
There was no spell when you came up. You could speak to them.
yeah, this guy isn't speaking; he's writing. So I'm just talking as me. Sorry if that's
No.
yeah,
We
but,
can-
I should speak.
It's
as
in
my
fiction.
character.
Infinite paper. I'm just throwing it out.
Yeah.
He says, yes, we could understand perfectly fine. I think that the reason that you can't understand me is because
This happened.
they are afraid of us communicating.
Absolutely.
This is
This right
new.
now.
This is new as of.
This is
This is fresh.
so the realm is putting this.
That is
The
my
block.
assumption.
Okay.
Or perhaps it is those upon Orbis. I do
I
not know
think
what it
Orbis.
is.
Or
I think
Orbis is doing it.
These
Definitely.
bitches up there.
Is-
upper class.
Do we know that people can go up to Orbis and live
It's
there?
called
That people
paradise. They promise that when people die, they are sent to paradise.
No,
And this guy is saying that is not true. They are all sent to us.
I.
and it's the light source is that area where people are assumedly being sent to.
He looks up at Orbis and says, from what I have heard from Arden and what he knew, Orbis is where all knowledge of the realm is contained, and the realm of Orbis exists not upon it, but within it. Another plane exists within.
So that itself is another portal to something else.
That's right. There's
Where
the
the
heavens,
Celestials are.
The Celestials, which is
Where I fall on this.
I'm like,
Trying to parse this
holding
out
it.
with like everything.
Can I
This-
have a moment?
yeah, 100%.
And I'll address the group here. Guys, when we were down there, I also heard a voice from someone that I don't remember as well as I wish I had. And it seemed like they were in that plane
I heard a voice too.
as well.
I saw a vision. I saw something I'm calling a force ghost.
It's crazy that
That's
you
a
just
great
came up
name.
with that. We got
what's that?
we got Pay-Pair,
Pair.
we have Force Ghosts,
Yeah.
and we have Pensel.
Right.
Yes.
And we have time flow area.
I just have to
Patent that.
assume
Don't forget it.
everything that is being told to us. There's too many things that we can connect it to where there has to be some truth.
That
in
is
this.
telling the truth.
And I at this point, I want more answers. I do. I don't know what we can get out of him as well from
he
here.
writes down, where is the soul? Where is the red soul?
Oh, we left that. Oh, where is the red soul?
Karen,
He's like,
wouldn't be an
I
ice
can't
cream."
understand you. Please write this down.
Well,
I
We also- hold up.
truly have no way to explain what I experienced, especially not in writing.
it's still down there.
It's still down there.
It's still down there.
Are we sure?
It's transmutated into a mist.
Right.
So
It turned into
Well, mist
write all
came
of this and
out
tell
of
him?
it.
I feel like,
Are we right? Well,
I went catatonic, so I don't know.
Now that we
I'm
we
staring
can
at the
write
wall.
back and forth to it, can we do any insight check on him?
Yeah, you can make an insight check with disadvantage.
Oh, because mouth and everything.
Mouth and everything is still blocked, and he's just writing. He's looking at you with his eyes.
I don't have good insight. Disadvantage.
I don't know.
So nothing. 6.
Yeah, impossible to tell.
Okay.
yeah.
Does anybody have strong
He's not the
insight?
crying sort. So this guy is staring hard at you, but like he's not a super emotion. Like you can't feel emotion coming off of this guy. He is tired.
I have good insight. Can I try?
Yeah, go ahead. Disadvantage.
Oh, disadvantage. It's 13.
No, nothing's flagging a lie to you, and there's no like flaw in the logic that you can point to and be like, this is a lie.
I just think he's saying enough that we can connect to on our
Yeah.
own. That there is enough
There's too many
truth in this
details.
that
Yeah.
we can decide to move forward on.
I agree.
It also
but-
feels
but-
like you're in love, and I just think we gotta trust
the
love.
question I have though is like with all this information, and they've been trying to the best of their abilities, but they're keeping blocked and sent back. What is it that we could do to turn the tide for them?
Well,
Do we?
Well,
we can say what we know and hide some things when we get back as well with this new information that we have.
Because we're starting to realize we're being lied to as well.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So everything that we've been told in this search.
And I
is
think
not
we've
necessarily
lost
rooted in
things
truth.
to punishment. I know
Right.
that Jethro and I have, and I assume all of us with.
I also have a personal question for Orion. In the memory losses of you with your search group and you also. So I don't know anything about my childhood. I think we said my first memories are probably when I'm 7 or 8. Is there? How do I figure this out? I'm trying to figure out if there's some sort of. Does reincarnation exist in this realm?
It wouldn't be talked about if it does, and saying that to him, like he's kind of like, I don't know. It's not something he knows about.
yeah.
Okay.
That's something we or my order certainly believe in.
He writes, he writes down like,
Fascinating.
I have many secrets of punishment, but your realm is a mystery to me in many ways. I have not been here for most of my life.
Yeah.
were you born in punishment?
Oh.
I believe I was born here in the realm.
And sent to punishment?
That is my guess. But I do not know for sure.
But has anyone been born in punishment and sent to the realm, or was able to stay or in some capacity?
Some have been born in punishment. As far as I know, they all stay there.
Do you have a child?
He
Are you
writes
with
back,
child?
With Kyle.
I appreciate this candor you've offered me. That is not information I'm willing to disclose to you.
That's
Oh,
his
it's
own
fine, it's
stuff.
That's his own thing. Okay.
Hey.
Okay.
Can we? If we send you back, can we communicate with you somehow?
Ba-da-ba-da-da-da.
I don't have a method of doing so.
But you will.
But you will.
Did you write this down? He looks kind
Okay.
of confused at you.
I have a sending stone. One of the other pair of these is in. I threw it in the portal as it was closing, where your partner is. I can send a message, and I don't know how you'd be able to find it. But
Send it now.
and what would you like me to say?
Tell her that I am all right. That I have potentially found allies, and he looks around like questioning to all of you.
I think we are
up.
happy. Yeah. Karen?
2 thumbs.
Karen.
Karen's like kind of like 1,000 miles away. Trying to, like,
He's
parse
thinking
out
about
all
the-
of this.
And if you
My
will
whole life.
allow
Yeah.
me exit from this place, tell her to look for me in the wastelands soon.
I'll approach Borkefka with Anon, and then I'll also reach into my bag where I pull out a spare honey badger
I knew
mask, and I'll say, and I'll write down very casually on the piece of paper, and I'll say, "The spirit of rebellion is alive in the Citadel.
Wow.
Pass this along to any who may also feel that spirit."
Are there magical properties to this artifact?
No, I made it. It's supposed to be a honey badger. It's supposed to be a honey badger. It's no magical properties yet. I'm working on it.
A honey badger?
Yeah, the honey badger is a small but mighty animal that brutally. Don't worry about that part. Just take this with you. I just pass it along with him, very, very slyly, so no one else can see.
And
So no one else
puts
can
it,
see.
like kind of straps it to his armor, and he says,
Great.
All right.
"It will come with me."
All right. No one
He's-
saw that.
The last thing he says is, "If there's anything I could ask of you, though I know it may be too much, find out why we cannot speak, and find out what is stopping the portals from opening. And if you can do this, we can bring down the Silver Citadel together."
I like it.
He writes this down, dots it, places the pencil
Period.
on the floor,
Pencil. With on the
I
paper.
think that's called a period.
and then
We know that, though.
points to his neck.
Any other last questions?
I
Ryan?
just to clarify. Where does he want to meet Zera?
In the wasteland.
In the wasteland.
Wastelands.
Meet in wasteland. Okay. Can I know I can speak into this, but is she going to understand me, or is there a way that I can modify, or be able to speak the language for a brief amount of time?
He says to you, like, Arden and I, who writes this down, Arden and I understand each other perfectly fine in punishment. I think that is specific to here.
Okay.
We will find a way around that on our end.
Okay. Then I have the
We
message.
will have, we won't have as much time as you, but we will try to come up with something quickly.
Okay. Then I have the message to send.
Could I possibly, if someone, I don't know how he'd like to die, but I'd love to say a prayer when he does, if someone wants to accompany it, so that we can try and safely bring him to the wasteland. Maybe play a flute? Or maybe someone got a nice little.
And I
you wanna
just want
cut
to.
I mean, I can give you my dagger. If you...
Yeah. He's allowing it to happen, so
Yeah.
there'll be no roll, no damage.
I'm just adding one
Death
more
row.
thing.
Yeah.
The regards have been received. Tell Arden that, please.
He gives you like a nod as he looks at that and writes back, "He spoke very highly of you."
Oh.
No.
That's nice.
And he thanks you for your sacrifice. Arden spoke, he writes this, Arden spoke of an ability you have to pull a memory from one. Would you please pull one from me now?
Please.
You reach forward and you see that little silver tear drop just right at his
These
duct.
guys are all moving.
And you pull out a white strand, and do you want to look at it like film? And immediately this blasts into your brain. Arden Morrow puts a hand on your shoulder, and you stand not in darkness, but surrounded by soul searchers who are tearing their badges off of their armor. And Arden says, "Someone's got to stay behind. I'm sorry to do this, but it's for our safety and for yours." And he puts a hand to your head, and you feel your memory erase.
Show something. Wow.
You don't feel connected to that memory, but you see it from a different perspective.
Okay. That is illuminating and good. Tell him thank you. And it's been an honor.
And he nods and closes his eyes and waits.
Dagger.
All right, time's a wasting.
Okay, all right.
This one.
We all
I present to you dagger.
get a little flute.
He fails that save voluntarily, and his eyebrows relax as he falls into a calm sleep. As you cut his throat, ash pours out. His head tilts back, and soon he is gone in a crumble on the ground. The honey badger mask remains.
Why did I scoop it up?
How did he have this? Everything else went with him, except the honey badger.
Whoa! That was what? Whoa!
The day awaits It is still about. I think we said it was around 11, like approaching high noon. Right, you went down at high noon. High, which refers to the level of intensity that Orbis is shining, not its position.
Yes.
Right. So it's probably closest to like 1 right now. It's a 5-hour walk back if you wish to walk, and you are hopefully still awaiting an animal message.
Can I do a little bit of house cleaning?
Yeah.
And try to find maybe approximate area where you threw that boot.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
the
the
jewel.
divination rune?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about an hour down the path.
Oh, good. That means he wasn't listening to us.
Right.
Maybe.
So if you want to start walking, you can. That's a pretty recognizable area. You would have
Okay.
thrown those. You can go retrieve them.
I'm also
Wow.
realizing, hey, anybody hungry? Because I'm holding on to a big old sandwich.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Oh my God.
Would we like to take a short rest?
Yeah.
Okay.
I need some HP.
For sure. So here is how short rests work, everybody. First of all, certain of us will regain resources. So you, as a warlock, will regain your spell slots.
Awesome.
You, as wild shapers, the druids, you
Yes.
will regain all the uses, all 2 uses of your wild shapes are
Nice.
replenished as you take a short rest, and everybody gets to add hit points back from their hit dice
Thank
pool.
God.
So here's how that works. Everybody has 5 dice. It depends what class you are, what
Right.
size dice you get to roll. Okay. So the druids, the warlock, and I believe the cleric, and I think the artificer as well, though you might have a d6. Does it say 5d8 for hit dice? Top right corner of the green section?
It says 5d8.
Great, 8d8. So all of you are d8 sized. So everybody can take the diamond-shaped dice here, the d8s. You have 5 that you can roll on a short rest. When you roll a d8, you'll take the result. So I just rolled a 7, and you'll also add your Constitution modifier. So if you have like a +3 in Constitution, you'll get to add 3 to every hit dice you roll to recover hit points.
Okay.
If you don't have a bonus, you'll just take the d8 result.
And we-
You have 5 that you can roll per day. Every day, you regain half of them. So if you wake up tomorrow, you'll regain 2.
Okay.
Right.
Just be careful about how many you use from the day to day. So, on a long rest, you regain all of your hit points. So if you want to just wait to get home and sleep, you could hang on to your hit dice and not use them. That's totally up to you as well.
Yeah.
So go ahead and
So just
roll and do
roll.
your totals, and then go ahead and add them to your hit point total.
So I'm just gonna use 2, and I got up to 44.
Okay,
Oh
you're
my
back
god,
up to
amazing.
44
On an
hit points.
8-sided dice?
Yes.
I did 1, and this put me up to 14.
Right,
Should I do
14.
more?
You can. You
Wait,
make
we
it
add
all you do.
Constitution, right? You said?
You add your Constitution modifier for every dice you roll.
every-
So you'll
okay.
add it multiple times if you roll.
The thing is, I
multiple
don't have
dice.
I don't have
A modifier.
A modifier.
So it's trickier to regain health on a hit dice for
So I
you.
have
Yeah.
10.
Do I want to do one more?
So as we take the short rest, like this is you pop your sandwich out. Like you have an hour of inactivity where you guys can
Yeah.
kind of just talk, and if we don't have much to say,
I'm
we'll
gonna-
just fast forward past.
Can I take a sidebar with Cairn? Because he's had this look on
really
his...
stressed.
Great.
Yeah.
So as
Existential
you
crisis.
four are like
Oh
kind
my
of
God.
setting up like a little fire, you're
I'm
you're
chopping up
sandwiches up. You're all
for
kind
people.
of found like a little shade in
Yeah,
the
taking a sit.
I'm
tree.
going to take Karen's sandwich and my sandwich over to where Karen is seemingly looking off into the distance without talking.
Yeah, in front of
Because-
you guys is like waving tall grass as a little bit
Yeah.
of wind comes.
And I guess time-wise, I will have come out of wild shape,
Yep,
probably.
Sure.
Well, I guess I don't
I mean, it
have
lasts
to.
for hours. You certainly don't
Lasts
have
for
to.
2 hours.
And you can talk in your wild shape.
Yeah, that's
That's
true.
2024 has made. It's great. So it's up to you.
I guess I'll keep it just
You'll
just
keep
in
it?
case.
Yeah,
I'll
you regain
just-
both uses of wild shape through a short rest.
Yes.
So, yeah. Okay.
So I'll keep it just
stay in
case
bear
it
Keep it up.
randomly
So
pops
then I'll go up to my my little brother, big bear brother. And I'll be like,
Brother Bear.
he's my
Brother bear.
he's my brother bear.
Bear.
He's my younger brother but bigger, and put the sandwich underneath his snout and be like, Orion, I think really is outdone himself. It seems to be this is some kind of like
It smells like
Pastrami.
bread with just mayonnaise on it.
Aioli.
Aioli.
right. Yeah, it's bread and aioli. I think I added a little bit more on mine. How are you doing? How are you doing, bro?
If everything burnt Borkefka said is
I know, I-
to be believed.
Borkefka.
Borkefka?
Borkefka, yeah.
Oh my god.
I guess I just am filled with more questions than I am answers. And, I mean, what do you make of it? I mean, I know you've been, outside of the circle of faith for some years now.
My whole life, pretty much.
Well, I still believe that. I mean, until today, I didn't believe there were any beings up in Orbis at all. No celestials, none of that. I believed that all of our energy just returns and becomes everything we see around us, big and small. And hearing that it all just goes to punishment and does not return, it's a tough pill to swallow.
You've always been good with questions. You've been way better with uncertainty than I ever have. So, just trust yourself that we'll figure it out. And you could still believe what you want to believe. You know how I feel about it. I don't trust anyone who claims to have all the answers. I don't think we have all the answers, and I don't think this
never
guy
thought I
was
had all
telling
the
us
answers.
all the truth anyway.
I'm glad to hear you say that because I know that it feels like the prevailing energy right now is that we were struck with some sort of divine revelation, but
Too many people have lied to me for me to believe that. For me to just take everything at face value. However, I know that the Citadel lies more than anybody I've ever seen or met in my life. So to that aspect, I trust this Borkefka guy because I know that they're not telling us the whole truth. And I need you to know something that I haven't told anybody else.
you're the honey badger. I mean, I'm sorry, but you put the mask on his arm in front of me. I can't keep pretending I don't know about the honey badger.
Yeah.
You took it out of your bag and said, "I have many like this."
You know the
Oh my
weight.
god.
Do you understand
Amazing.
the weight of responsibility of you knowing that information? That people, there are people in Chrome and the Citadel who hate what the honey badger stands for and are gonna find me and stop me. And
Are they? I'm just listening a little bit.
Yeah.
Cheers, listening a
Would
little.
you have ever asked or do you think been told about the honey badger in passing, or is this the first revelation that you realized?
I don't think this is the first time.
Can you roll a history check for me?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Wow, not great actually. It's really bad.
Oh my god.
4.
All you remember of hearing about the honey badger in the Silver Citadel is there is a clergyman who goes and talks to a laborer outside who's washing some stone for it to be cleaner, and he just says, "Hey man, when you're done with that, can you go around the corner?" And somebody drew a big guy with a mask on, and I don't know, it's just an eyesore. Could you get rid of it? It's like a honey badger or something like that. And the guy goes, "I got you," and he just goes and hoses it away. But you don't ever even see the art. But you've maybe seen some little honey badger, almost like spray paint. But obviously there's no aerosol cans. But it's there's some imagery that's been around the city for a while, almost it's tongue in cheek, like Banksy-ish, where it's just kind of hidden and
my
for
God.
people to find.
Yeah.
It's true.
Oh.
I put on this mask and these ears, and and this cloak
We're
I've
all
made.
kind of listening at this
Right,
point. I think.
I'm
I think
very-
Hey
we're
guys,
all-
hey, I'm
We've
trying
been
to
waiting for this
have a
reveal.
moment with what's up? What's up?
Well, we were
everybody
wondering,
enjoying the sandwiches?
I just
Hey,
can tell a honey badger thing is happening right now, and I
Yeah.
just wanted to kind of.
it's a brotherly reveal, I think.
And does everybody know that I'm the honey badger? Is
Oh,
it
yeah,
what-
Yes.
kind
Well,
of,
yes.
Yeah,
yeah.
for
It's,
sure.
it's kind of an open secret at this
Yeah.
point.
Vale, when I met you.
We're keeping the secret for you.
Yeah.
We care about
Yeah.
you.
You're our teammate.
And they didn't need to do that because I also already knew about the honey
Yeah.
badger thing.
And again, you put a mask on this fiend who we just.
You saw
You're
that, huh?
always walking around with
It was
Sonic.
actually the only thing that remained when he passed.
You saw that, huh?
We're
Yeah.
asking you to run errands, and you're coming back with just jars of honey.
Yeah. Lot of honey. Lot of honey.
I should have known that you all were just too smart. You'd be able to see through my mask.
Yeah.
And I know
Yeah.
you don't have stomach problems at all. I've just been saying
Yeah.
that all the time.
We eat
right.
Very
clean.
kind.
Yes.
Yeah.
We eat so clean here.
We eat so clean.
It's true. I don't have stomach problems. I am.
Oh?
Yeah, we know.
Yeah, we know. You don't have to.
I am
Oh,
No,
you don't have to
Yeah.
do this.
the honey badger.
Okay.
Yeah, hey,
See?
let's give our friend a round
It's
of
just me.
applause.
I
was
didn't
me.
even know who
He's
you were
doing
for a
great.
second.
It was me
there,
the
and you
whole
had those
time.
up.
Wow.
But I. Go ahead.
Just is that an accurate
Yeah.
honey badgers?
Um,
You've spent a lot of time with honey
right.
badgers.
Oh
Well,
wait, yeah, you could help me improve my
Yeah,
my,
I,
my
didn't,
outfit.
I didn't want to say this, but it's a little offensive.
All right, it's not
It's
meant
a
to
little
be.
reductive.
I want to be more accurate. I don't mean for it to be offensive. It's a symbol.
I know for a fact that honey badgers hate appropriation more than any
They
other
do.
woodland
Yes.
creature.
They're very
Yeah.
proud. They're a very proud group.
That's partly
I
why we've been keeping
can't-
it secret.
I
because
Right.
to
Can't
be
change
associated-
the. I can't change the symbol. at
Why
this
not?
point.
You can't? Is it famous? I don't think not that many people care about
I
it.
think if you made a few changes,
What?
no one would really notice.
Yeah, could
And
you be like
honestly,
a skunk?
no one would care.
Skunks don't care at all about
they're-
if people dress like
Yeah.
Are
skunks.
skunks?
They're a little more. They're a little more easygoing. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
could
there
do
are
this.
all these people in the Citadel who rely on the.
Oh,
im-
the
How many
there?
you think?
Well,
How
Yeah,
many
we
you
check it
think?
out. What's the
If you had
number
to, if you
here?
had to count in a
Yeah,
couple of hands, how
ballpark.
many?
a couple
Ballpark, we know what
hundred.
those are, right?
A couple
Yes.
of hundred a peop. A couple hundred people.
A couple hundred?
A couple thousand
A
people.
couple, we know what
We're gonna go.
a ballpark is. We know what a sports team is, and sports
right,
teams
all right.
change mascots all the time.
Yes.
I appreciate the feedback. I'm not. I've invested a lot of time and energy into the honey badger. I'm not changing the
you
honey
make
badger.
merchandise?
I
I
have a
don't.
question.
Hey, I don't mean this to be rude. It doesn't look like you put that much time.
I've been busy. I've been juggling multiple jobs. I got
think-
this, and I got to be a honey
I
badger.
think what Chelsea is trying to say
Yeah.
is you might be enough.
Oh, I wasn't trying to say that, but I love that.
And Chelsea is a beacon of honesty, and that's why we like Chelsea. But
Chelsea's not
I think
Chelsea.
another angle
No. Chelsea.
to look at it is that you're enough. I myself am considering not
Becoming a honey badger?
no,
No,
just
no.
We don't need more.
No.
No. Wait,
not doing this. Not doing this at all.
wait
anymore.
as a soul searcher?
No, today really, really.
It was a crazy day.
It was a crazy morning,
That's
and
right.
I'm not sure if this is something I can be doing morally anymore. So I understand your plight, I understand where you're coming from, but I just wonder if there's another way we can do it.
Jethro,
What?
I don't mean to presume anything, but can you stop being a soul
That's what I
searcher?
was wondering as well.
I mean, I've never asked about your shackles, but I think we've all gotten a whiff of magic in them.
I haven't quite tested it.
I mean, do you want to test it now? Because I could free you in an instant.
Fruit, like take them off.
Well, listen, I got these
We're resting.
bolt cutters here. And
But bolt cutters. But I don't want to set off an alarm or anything. I don't want to put any of you in danger, because surely someone will come a knocking if these go away. But
well,
I get it, Jethro. It's something to ruminate on. I also don't know what I believe in anymore.
yeah,
If there was anything in the first place, and if I was just doing this job because it was what I was told to do.
well, pardon me, but maybe you've taken a bite of your sandwich. You'll know that it is aioli, but it kind of brings up a feeling of something you might desire or want. It could be food, but it could also be a an answer to a question you didn't even know you needed to ask. So
Is truth aioli?
Magical aioli.
magical.
Happy aioli.
Sure, maybe if you take a bite. Oh, Udo at As You Wish. Great sandwiches.
Oh, great sandwiches. Great.
Yes,
Great.
yes. And my friend, he's opened up a world of possibilities in the aioli. So, Shira, I think if you take a bite, you might learn something.
I've never thought about what I wanted before, so I don't know if doing
Maybe
that.
the aioli will help you.
I guess I'll give it a try.
Yeah, you never know. The thing you might want is sitting right in front of you.
MacGuffin aioli.
I just got
Never.
aioli
Yeah,
on the
thank you.
Is that a Citadel sanctioned sandwich shop?
Yeah, I don't know if I want to.
I don't know.
Udo is the chef. Yes.
Yes, but does he have any? Does
Oh,
have,
does he
have
work
the,
for the? Yeah.
have the Citadel health inspectors come in and inspected the aioli? Because again, I'm at a point, lads.
Flashback to you and Udo. I don't let any of those inspectors in here. They ruined the aioli.
Well, that's nice. That actually is quite comforting.
Wait,
It's quite
it's
comforting.
a very
Yeah.
I
safe
don't want
space.
them to mess with the aioli.
No.
Very safe
no.
space.
Okay. Hey, give it a
Alright.
go, Shira.
Can we? I would feel a little bit safer if maybe we all took a bite at the same time.
Okay.
Oh, sure.
Maybe we can all share what we want.
Group bite.
Had a
Yeah,
bite
group
already.
Take a bite.
Group aioli bite.
Okay.
Oh
Everybody
my god!
takes a bite of their aioli sandwiches. And I'm going to go around to each of you and ask you what you taste. And it can be a flavor, or it could be a concept, or it's just something you're desiring right now. Jethro, what do you taste when you bite into the aioli sandwich?
It's like a sharp, crystal clear taste. It's biting, and it's a taste that doesn't seem like it matches with the aioli.
Jarring.
It seems like there's something inside the aioli. There's a truth hidden inside the aioli that the
Yeah.
aioli doesn't give off. Because I'm looking for that.
Okay, there's like a sharp feeling of harsh truth
Yes.
within. Orion.
So this morning when I took a bite, the things that I felt, I said peace and home, you know, and those felt like kind of broad concepts. But this time, I think it's because of the conversation we just had. I have this vision of a door, and there's something on the other side. There's this light that's coming through it, and I turn the knob and it is locked. But that is all I get. Is that I feel like there's something on the other side of it that I want to get to, and I just can't.
Do you know where the door is?
No, the rest of it, it's all negative space behind it.
Or when you go to the door in this vision that you have, that is unnameable. This aioli vision.
Aioli vision.
Aioli vision.
Trademark.
Trademark.
You feel like there's somebody on the other side of the door also trying to open it.
Oh.
Just for a quick second. Wow. And that taste goes away.
And then it goes away.
Are they also eating aioli somewhere else?
You have to be.
Yeah, who knows? Karen?
Karen's vision is much vaguer and more ephemeral. It's like leaves underfoot, crisp air through branches, and familiarity. Yeah.
Vale?
A street on fire. As all of these shiners are on one side of this barrier with like riot shields up, and on the other side, a mass of people with signs, and they're like their hands up, ready to battle in battle, and then they all very slowly put on this mask
I knew it was coming.
of honey
Such a
badger
specific taste.
as
You got
as
that.
they look off and decide to fight back against the hypocrisy that has been put upon them.
Guys, brothers can be different.
Hey, it's so
Right,
good.
this
He's differently
leadership-
And also, there's a little bit of lemon.
Yeah.
That he tastes, and he's like, "Oh,
Dress.
is there lemon zest? I don't know."
Shira.
I think Shira is taken back because the first time she feels this warmth that to others would feel like community, family, not being alone. That I think she's had in glimpses of our group, but never really succumbed to and let herself feel.
Chelsea.
Mine just tastes like a big hug from my skunk mom and dad.
Oh,
Kind of pungent.
That's what he wants the most.
A hug from Skunk Mom.
That's,
When
that's
was the
a
last time
huge
you
lore
saw
drop.
them?
The skunk mom and dad.
Mom and Dad. What were the names again?
Yeah.
What were their names?
Well,
We're ready to write them.
it sounds, they both just sound like Chelsea. Because that's like the language we speak.
But you
Yeah.
know what the names are.
I guess translated it would be for you guys something like Pete and Sarah.
That's pretty clear.
Sarah. That's
pretty clear.
Chelsea.
But they sound like Chelsea.
Yeah.
All right.
Normal Midwest names for these
Come back to that.
skunks.
I'm so glad we had this aioli truth.
This is the best aioli I've ever had.
Oh my god.
Pete and Sarah's too good.
Yeah, you guys.
As there's like this quiet moment and the crunching of bread and the the flavor blasts of this aioli,
Flavor blast.
all of a sudden there is a waving in the long grass, like to the side of you along the path, and all of it just like towards you, and it bends as the wind changes, and all of the grass like something moves through quickly, almost like there's like one shockwave that goes through, and all of you hear just on the wind like a whistling through it. And then the grass low below it also kind of starts to creep and shake and bend towards all of you, and keeps moving towards you. And then the grass kind of coalesces around Chelsea. And the grass starts to poke upward, and you start to hear. And then all of the grass starts to create this hardened ball, and before your very eyes, the grass rapidly ages and becomes ancient white, yellow hay, and crumbles away. And sitting on top of a little flower petal is a beautiful, perfect diamond.
Oh.
And it just thunks at Chelsea's feet.
Hello? Chelsea's rich?
Congratulations.
Okay. Can we get an explanation here?
The grass around your feet like hugs the bottom of your boots and then returns to being inanimate.
Oh.
What was it?
Hey,
Was
so
Was that a Keefth?
was that?
Was that a message?
That was
What-
Keefth.
That's Keith's message?
That was definitely Keefth.
What does that even mean?
Go ahead and make an insight check.
Right, how do we, yeah,
Yes,
what do
Why
we
would
do?
Keefth have sent you this? Your oldest
Can
friend.
I help with that?
Yeah, make it with advantage
my
as the
God.
druids
Nature.
put their heads together. So this is a D20 roll. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
the big rainbow
this
one.
is
Oh, you
my
got your
tiny-
little baby
It's
D20?
a tiny.
Okay,
Oh
tiny
my
one.
So
God.
you have advantage.
So
And
you
wait,
roll,
yeah, what's the
roll twice.
So you
to
can roll
you can
twice,
do
take the
another
higher
one.
number.
Oh, right. Okay, a big and a little.
that's
Big and a
lovely.
little,
I
I
love
love
that. Oh, the rainbow.
Yeah. Okay, 14.
Total.
Plus, wait, sorry, what's
But
that?
insight, so
Oh, 18.
18.
Nice.
Nice.
That's great.
Really good.
Keefth was so grateful that you placed her upon her seedlings, and she cleared the path for you. But she did tell you, like, I will make this. I'll make it. You have my gratitude, and if you ever need me,
Yeah.
this feels like a gesture Keefth would have done for you in your past. This is like gratitude, and this is like it probably took a while to get this to you, so that's why it's coming days later.
Oh, wow.
That just drops at your feet and reminds you of your best friend who sits now on top of the tallest mountain in all of the realm with all of her
Really
siblings.
beautiful.
Wow.
Chelsea instantly cried.
Yeah.
In this moment where you don't have that hug from your skunk
Yeah.
parents, this is comforting.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do like a bear hug, but the size, like a difference, is
It's
like
huge,
paw for
large
whole
to small.
torso.
Yeah.
It's like a
It's the
real.
cutest thing you've ever seen.
Can we all
That's
go in and
that's a great diamond.
Can we all group hug? The clarity is.
Can we group hug Chelsea?
Can we all group hug Chelsea?
Oh, yes.
If
Yes.
Chelsea consents to a group
Yes.
hug,
Okay,
everybody gets
Chelsea
All right.
Chelsea consents.
Thank you.
big hug as the short rest. An hour passes of you guys eating, and then you pack up, and we begin to head back to the Chrome.
As
Or we head somewhere else.
What do we want to do?
As we walk, pack up, and we all pack up from camp and get going, I just want to say, what are we telling our boss about all of this?
When you guys go in, normally the process is you bring the lost souls between all of you, kind of shepherding them. And then from that point forward, you walk through the city right to the Silver Citadel. Everybody knows you never touch a soul, so you guys are never like impeded, really. You walk right through into the Silver Citadel, and you stop outside, and then the processors take over, and they take the lost souls inside.
And we don't have any.
No.
you don't have it.
No.
We
So
sent,
they're
we sent
not.
Morris and Harold back.
That's right. We
Theoretically.
we
Well, we
Well,
sent
we don't
Harold
know.
back. We didn't.
We sent Morris back.
Morris was sleeping.
Oh,
Morris
that's
was
right.
sleeping.
That's right.
Yes.
We
It
sent Harold back.
could be that Harold woke Morris up, and they both
And
went
they
back.
went.
Yes.
Possibly.
So they're probably going to tell everyone what they saw, which Harold saw a bunch of sleeping friends. He doesn't know that anyone's dead.
Right. So he's gonna be really
Morris
shocked.
doesn't know shy.
We need to find some half truths.
Do we need to just find them first rather than going straight to?
I have a
processor?
theory. I have a question. What did Kefka say would happen if we brought him back? What did he say would happen?
That they wouldn't allow him to return.
Where do you think he'd go?
If not punishment.
I assume he'd stay.
But
Yeah.
where would they put him? Would they put him at the cage? Is there somewhere else he might go in the
There's
Citadel?
parts of this we clearly don't know.
when you were in prison, were there any people maybe that could have been similar in like?
Any fiends of sorts?
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe like, or were there levels of the prison that maybe you didn't?
Or is that part of your memory that you don't?
No, I remember.
You remember prison?
I remember prison.
I'll say you never saw anybody fiendish in prison, but
Okay.
there were definitely like parts of the prison you never went to.
Chelsea, you explored that prison.
Chelsea could dig deep under the tunnels. I don't know
Yeah.
where Chelsea went.
Yeah.
Chelsea, would you roll a history check for me?
Yes.
Yes.
Actually, this would be. Let's have this be. I feel like this is a survival check for during your mushroom hunting.
Yes.
Let's see if you stumble upon maybe some extra mushrooms that bring you to a different place. So
Okay.
this is a flashback. Let's
So
see what-
survival,
Survival check.
18.
18 total. Mm-hmm. You definitely get to a part after harvesting a bunch of mushrooms where, as you dig deeper, the ground gets hotter and kind of unbearable,
Oh.
and there's no mushrooms. So you probably would have turned back.
Yeah.
And this is deep under the prison. Mm-hmm. But heat does not imply much other than that there could be some kind of thermal activity down there.
Portal.
Could be you could be absolutely nothing, or it could be everything.
Yeah.
And there's kind of no way to tell what, but there
Right.
could be something to looking down beneath the cage, which is the prison of the Chrome.
I'll bring this up. What if I disguise myself as Borkefka and you turn me in?
Holy
Whoa.
shit. I mean, we'd get answers.
We just see where I go.
We might not get answers because
Yeah.
you
How
might
do we get you
disappear
back?
forever.
Right.
Literally never
right.
see it.
Yeah.
Also, I think the people who run the Citadel have some of the highest magic.
That's
They
true.
might be able to see through it very easily.
That's true.
Yeah.
And then we
Then
would
we're
have
in
zero.
trouble.
Then we would have
That's
zero
true.
plausible deniability, and people would be like, "How'd you know what this thing looked like? Who the hell what the hell happened?" And then we'd all be.
What is the most
Well,
we
don't
feel
do that.
comfortable
Okay.
relaying back?
Decided to
Don't-
bring it up
I mean,
to the
don't
group.
do that.
Decided to bring it up to the group,
Well,
see if it was
we
something
could-
anyone was interested in.
We could say that we encountered a red being while we were down there.
And maybe not the fiends.
and
Partial
not the
truth?
Fiends. And,
partial
and,
truth.
And because we saw this figure, that it turned into mist that was deadly to us.
And we fought it, which is true.
We
Yes.
fought it.
Mhm. Yes.
We had
Escaped.
to evacuate.
Evacuate.
You never saw it dissipate into mist fully. You just saw mist exploding out of it unending.
So it could still be there.
It could still be there.
Yeah. It's just currently trapped under the rocks that I.
We can say we trapped it
Yes.
and that it's there. There's no debris of the fiends. The fiends are gone. So that
We're
is
not
true.
lying.
Right.
We're just leaving certain details out.
Out. I don't mind that.
Lying by omission, but whatever.
Chelsea, is there any way we can cast some sort of tracker spell similar to the boot? Did we find that boot?
Yeah.
Well, we didn't go
we've
that
been
far, right?
on our way a little bit. As we get into that area, like that probably prompts looking for the boot. Everybody go ahead and make either a perception or an investigation check for me, whichever is higher for you.
Perception.
12. Whoa.
13.
13.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
23.
Nice.
5.
Great.
18.
The druids find it quick.
Cool.
You find your boot. Yeah, you as you point, the grass like moves aside for you almost. Boots are still there, a little bit dirty.
I guess I'm still bare, so I guess I'll just throw them over my shoulder.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, just
We
boots
may
sitting on my
want to
shoulder.
pull in now that we have the.
Okay.
Wait,
Chelsea.
Or do you
Chelsea's
need more?
not coming with us back into the Citadel. Chelsea stays outside the Citadel.
Usually Chelsea stays outside, but Chelsea has been in the cage, and Chelsea has probably been in the Citadel or in the Chrome at least before.
Can I? Is it that I'm not allowed, or I just
I think you choose not to. I
Yeah.
don't think you're
It's just
forbidden
you just
from
don't have the
entering.
job of
Right.
Yeah, there's
Right, and
plenty.
you probably have no papers.
Right.
Like there's stuff that
Yeah.
you need in society that you don't have, so you don't live there.
I want to go in with them. If
Okay.
Yeah.
You can. Chelsea can make that case.
Come in.
Okay.
I could also be a little mouse or something.
Yeah, you don't.
Just hide in your clothes.
Might be nice.
Spider my
I just
mouse.
figure with all your
mouse.
digging
Yeah.
abilities, and if we're going to be going back into the Citadel, it might
We're
be
gonna need
nice
a mouse.
to have you kind of tracking where we're going, but not quite with us. Like, imagine if we were going into the Citadel and you're digging beneath us and you're just following us so you can figure out where we're going. And you can kind of keep a map, an internal map through your tunnels of how deep we're going into the Citadel.
There's definitely like skunk burrows underneath the Citadel
Yeah.
and other creatures' burrows. You probably couldn't dig through a lot of it without risking, but you could travel through it quite efficiently. There's also like a sewer system, so there's definitely underground pathways you could travel.
Because I worry if we take you into the Citadel that something bad will happen to you. And that's the last.
Even if I'm a Spidey?
That's the last thing I want.
What if I'm a little Spidey? No one will see
You're a
me.
little Spidey. That might be nice.
There are big soldiers in there that could squish.
Squish, yeah.
We don't want
What about,
that.
like,
One
some
thing
sort of
about
avian?
wild shapes is that they
Okay.
maintain your hit points.
It's a misconception, actually. I don't mean to correct you. We might be small in our wild shape, but we are not any less durable.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to offend
That's
you.
all right.
It's
on
pretty
me.
easy
Lots
to
of offenses,
apologize.
yeah.
You know what? We're all like you, Vale.
why do you
See,
say
I
that?
know better.
We're no
It's
better.
kind of easy to apologize.
Yeah,
All
he
right.
didn't-
Well,
he
if
didn't,
I
like,
see a
double
honey
down
badger,
on it.
I will get
Sounds good. Just
get
wanted to-
sent.
Yeah,
I
you
think it's
should.
totally
Yeah.
fine.
You should apologize.
Oh my God! Oh, well, all right. What am I supposed to do?
Change.
I need a new. I need a new
Bro.
persona. But I need a new
Persona.
Is that what you're gonna say? Persona?
Sorry, I didn't mean to say that. I need to.
What's
Never
a
mind.
persona?
I need to meditate on this. Too much has happened today. I need to meditate on this.
All right.
Who are you looking at?
Nobody.
saying-
God.
I'm just saying,
Honest.
I would like to enter the Citadel with a bit, with some sort of guard up to make sure
I bought all these masks.
Oh, no.
I bought all these masks.
You drink
I
the
thought
mask.
you
All
were
this
so
stuff.
Why do you have a tail? Why do you have a tail? Is that real?
Forget it, all right?
Is
All
that
right?
real?
No, it's not real. It's made out of cloth.
Wait, now you're
excuse
saying
me.
you bought them, so
Forget it. I made them.
seems like
Did you
you're
go-
trying to pass the
Yeah.
buck off of like this racism against.
honey-
It's not racism. I'm
The honey-
done in the
excuse me.
image to strike
Chelsea,
fear.
you're talking over
I
Chelsea.
have to say something. The honey badger tail is not always erect. That's very offensive the way you made that. You're insinuating it's always erect at all times. It's
That's
not.
not what I'm saying. You know what?
Look at it.
Never.
Did you see it?
She's right.
Probably pour it
It
back
was
out.
poorly made.
Oh, no,
Get it
again.
back out.
He's right.
That's erect.
It's a poorly
He's
made.
right, Vale. I'm
Chelsea,
sorry.
what,
He's
what
right.
does that infer about an
Who
erect
did
tail?
you get that from?
There's somebody I work with in the Citadel who also understands
Do that?
our mission of inspiring rebellion into the hearts of the people of Chrome. makes this. I don't. This is not
Who
important.
actually makes this?
I make it all.
Thank you, Bale.
Thank you.
A
I'm
little
just saying-
honesty's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm willing to go with you guys. I'm willing to do something, but I can't go in without a plan. We need a plan of how we're going to get this, some sort of information, how we're going to get deeper into this. We can't just go about our day.
I mean,
Do we trust anyone?
I was gonna
could
say, we
just
need
go
to know a
about
trust, not
our
trust
day,
list.
And
That's one option.
I think as long as we are doing anything different than what is the norm, it will stick out to them. I think we should go about our day, and once we've retired for the afternoon, then we can see what we do.
You guys would know you don't have a soul searcher shift tomorrow.
Yeah.
Great.
So it could be that that's free time for you to
Maybe we meet up again.
Tomorrow's Force Day, and we have Force days off.
We have
Force days off.
Force days off.
But wait.
We do have-
is there,
It's Thursday.
It's
Thursday.
Thursday.
Force Day, we're off.
Thursdays
Also,
off.
at this point, we would know though what would happen when a troop comes back and does not have a soul with them. Correct?
Yeah, they get a bunch of shit from the processor.
We get
and
demerits or
processor Gremkin is your processor typically, and he's a dick.
I would have to hope that because that group did not come back before us, there
And-
could be some leniency.
And we saved Harold
It's
and
unusual
Yes.
circumstances.
and we
It's
saved
unusual.
Harold and Morris.
Hopefully,
Or Harold.
So, which is
Sung
why I
up
think we
praise.
just lead with the story about seeing the
red.
one.
I agree.
Yes, and
That's fine.
we just accept the.
Do
the
we
verbal
say that?
ration we-
I think we also maybe. Do we say we saw the past soul searching group? Because we brought one back, and then what? What do we say there?
No,
We
because
failed.
I have a feeling that they know.
Already.
They are.
What passed? Arden's group or Harold's group?
Harold's.
Well, you collected all the effects. So
Right.
you have everything.
I think
So
it
we
Yeah.
just say
might
Harold
be-
was the only one?
I have
think
all
it
of the
might-
mementos from the dead soul search.
It might kind of stick out that we didn't see any
Exactly,
of the other
yeah.
soul searchers,
Yeah.
but found Harold. Like maybe we just say we found them dead.
Found them
Yeah, I
dead,
think
and
we-
before we could even search more, we saw this red.
And we saw the
Wait,
red
wait,
thing
wait.
carving out the.
Wait a minute, hold on. So if we sent Harold back, but theoretically the higher ups know that souls are when they're dead they're going down there, they're not expecting him to come back. Therefore, if they're gonna know that we saved him. He's supposed to
Yes.
be down there. He's supposed to be in punishment. So if he's around,
Well, if Harold didn't die,
Yes.
that would mean that he might have just been a survivor. These people,
it's a
soul
big
searchers
assumption
aren't
to know they
sent
knew
down
exactly
to
what
die.
they were
Okay,
doing.
okay.
They are sent down to recover souls, so it probably wouldn't be weird.
Okay.
That one survived an attack of
I
some
think if we keep the story all the way up until finding this red thing carving out the blue souls, and then it was just and that maybe it was destroying monsters around it, and we thought it was unsafe. We could say we went further in; it was too dangerous, and then we came back.
Is there any issue to the fact that they've been tracking Karen with that
Yeah.
boot and it stopped?
I thought that
At
as
the
well.
woods?
I'll say I didn't.
We should say bared early.
I didn't want. There was no. Is there any Is it normal for them to be allowed to track us and monitor our activity like that?
No.
Then I'll say yeah. I didn't think it was right for them to be.
I would guess at the level of ignorance that I've been hearing around the Citadel, I would guess that I could just tell them that the boots came off when I changed
Into bear.
forms,
Yes,
and they
there you
don't.
go.
That's
know
right.
that
And
that
you
is
love.
how it
Yeah, you
works.
love being barefoot all the time anyway.
Yeah.
Barefoot.
It had nothing to do with
Barefoot.
what we knew. He was barefoot.
Yeah.
okay, so
was
we
barefoot.
got there. He transformed. Boots fell off. We kept going into the caves. We did find a red figure. It turned into mist that was acidic and destroying everything around it. We had to
We
escape.
No word about
Trapped it?
Borkefka. No word about Zeravona.
None.
None.
Okay.
What are we doing with that? The ram.
The ram.
Oh,
Chelsea, is there somewhere in the woods we can hide this thing outside?
Well, either
of
one of
the
us,
Citadel?
we both have bags. We can
Bags.
put. So
yeah.
either one of us can.
Bags,
Yes.
bags.
I think
You don't have your bag with you now. You'd
Yeah.
have to remake it, but your acorns
My
are
acorn.
holding.
I'll put it
I
in
would
my
assume
acorn.
the acorn bag's this big.
It's Mary Poppins.
Perfect. But I love the rats. And we know that
What's
in
that?
this universe.
And that exists.
Yeah,
We don't
Mary
have
Poppins
pencils,
is
but we
here.
have Mary
Great
Poppins.
play. It's a
We
great
love
play.
the play.
wonderful.
We
fun.
love the
Play Mary
theatrical play,
Poppins.
Mary
It's
Poppins.
the only play that exists.
I love Mary Poppins.
It's a 12th December tradition
12th
to
December.
watch
Absolutely
watch.
not.
It's a
Mary Poppins.
panto.
Well, why don't we? We're not going to search
say that.
An
Chelsea
holiday
anyway.
panto.
So yeah, I think that's a great idea. Why don't we keep this with you?
Yeah.
And let's take this big thing and let's put it in a
That
tiny bit.
implies the existence
Yeah. It
London.
sucks the RAM device into one of the acorns, and it is
fantastic.
in a way.
Great.
And we walk our way towards the gates of the Chrome. Several hours passing, Orbis gets dimmer and dimmer. Because of the way Orbis gets darker and brighter, there isn't like a colorful sunrise and sunset. So it just goes from like bright blue and beautiful to kind of like grayer and grayer and darker. Twilight is kind of a bummery time. Right around as Orbis begins to dim, you guys reach the walls of the Chrome. The shining walls are not shining so brightly anymore because of the lack of the light reflecting off of them. Guards see you approaching, and they all kind of just like move aside for you. The gates open without cause. One of the guards, bringing up the rear, kind of like says to Jethro, like, "No souls this time?"
That's not for you to know.
Period.
All right, fuck me, I guess. And you absolutely outrank him, and he shuts the fuck up.
Sorry.
Amazing.
And you all walk past unbothered, and you guys see that the guy's like partner's like, "You can't talk to the soul searchers. What are you doing?"
We cut to that guy like 12 hours later, like talking about how you're mean to service people to like everybody.
I heard he doesn't dip. Into the gates of the Chrome, walking along the streets, a couple of curious bystanders again kind of like look eagerly to get their glimpse of soul searchers coming back from a mission. Quickly moving through the streets. Chelsea, do you travel with them, or how do you branch off?
I think I'd like to become like a little spider and travel with them, just like on someone's clothing or something.
And being like my weird, I feel like people wouldn't be weirded out by seeing, like they already look at me like I'm such a freak. So I think having like a spider on me would be.
Are you human shaped?
I'm human now.
Yep, okay, great. As you crawl up on his shoulder, you all begin to walk towards the Silver Citadel, that massive tower that sits directly in the center of the Chrome. There is a lot of activity. Clergy in like dark midnight robes with symbols of Orbis on their chest, kind of milling about, talking. Lots of people with like folders and papers. It's clearly like a lot of studiers here. And at the gates of the Silver, or rather at the doors of the Silver Citadel, you see there is just one person waiting for you. It is a scraggly, kind of greasy guy with a big hunch in one shoulder, and just kind of wringing his hands. This is Processor Grimkin. He's like 60 years old. He's got like a stinky look on his face, like he's smelling something bad all the time. And he just sort of, "Oh, look who is here. The Soul Searchers. Without a soul. Wonderful. Why do we pay you if you do not bring anything back? What happened? What happened here? Who will speak for you?"
I think Shira
Yeah.
should probably talk.
Hey.
Yes.
Listen, I know this is not what you usually see, especially from our group. I would say that we're pretty consistent about bringing souls back. This time was different, and we knew that going in. We knew this was going to be a special mission, and very quickly we encountered a being that we were not capable to fight. Had to flee. We actually sent a couple people back. I'm wondering, Harold and Morris, correct? Have you seen them at all? Did they make their way back here?
Harold and Morris?
Harold, Kenna's son?
Kenna's son?
Yeah.
Oh,
Why?
from the previous band of the Soul Searchers, yes.
Yeah.
Did they make their way?
And the Lookout.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, they made their way back. Their injuries are being taken care of. They had some things to say about the tunnels. What occurred from your perspective?
I mean, it was pretty straightforward, right? We got down there. No source of the other soul searchers, but Harold, who seemed very out of it. And the further we went, all we saw was this red gas. Yep.
A red gas?
Well, you go ahead,
It was
Vale.
this red. It looked like a red soul, and it was causing all this destruction.
Wait, a red soul.
Yes.
What was the properties of this red soul?
It was causing a lot of destruction. And so
Like
it
a
was
blue one, but red.
Yeah, come on. And it was
very threatening.
It was carving out blue souls, and it was just shh.
That is it. That is all I need from you. You are dismissed. Go! Why are you still here?
No, absolutely.
We
Thank you,
leave.
sir.
We're leaving.
Do you need?
He looks shaken, and he turns to go back into the Citadel.
I think it didn't go perfect.
Yeah, I feel like we
but I
shouldn't
think
have
it
said
could have been worse.
Well, it's
Could have been better, could have been worse. For
Yeah,
sure.
and you know what? I'm okay with that right now. Chelsea, you good in there? Yep. All right. Kind of fun to experience that, huh?
Yeah,
You don't usually see that part of our job.
No.
Should we take those shoes that he?
As you're turned around and about to walk out of the chrome, the door opens again, and you hear a voice call back out to you. Wait! Don't leave! Overseer Lumore stands at the door. You six in my office now.
6?
He...
What?
Yes, you six, and he points at the spider. And he turns back around and walks back into the Citadel. Do you walk?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. What else?
Yeah,
we have to.
yeah, we're going.
have to.
And I think I want more information at this point. I think we all do.
Walk through the doors of the Silver Citadel. He is waiting for you. You see Commander Treva suddenly comes out of like another room and like hears all of you and says, "All of you, thank you so much. Harold came back all right. He's okay.
Good.
Overseer Lumore, where are you? This does not concern you, Trevor. Please wait until you are called. All of you with me." You're brought past that big door with all of the various brightnesses of Orbis depicted all over it, the little bit of heat coming from it, and he brings you past that and sits you in his very like wizardy office. As you all approach, there's not enough room for you, and he waves his hand, and the room expands slightly, growing in all dimensions.
Pretty cool.
And there are enough seats for all of you to sit suddenly.
Including.
Spider There's a tiny spider stool.
There are 6 seats that are there, and he turns around and says, "This spider has thoughts, so I would anticipate it to be one of you, right?"
This spider has thoughts.
Vale.
God, what?
Veil.
Vale, we're here.
Veil.
Guys, we
Fail.
Can I put a
This
piece?
is-
Can I put a piece
every
of,
time we go into the dungeon,
Can I
we
put a
always
piece of
have
tape
some.
over Vale's mouth?
Vale, roll a deception check.
Oh
It
God.
might be a nat 20, guys. He
Yeah, it might be a
crush
nat
it.
20. Yeah, right.
Let him cook.
23.
Oh, yeah.
Let him go. That's my bro.
He holds up a hand to silence you, just like, shh, not magically, but just quiets you and says, "Yes, I know you don't know what's going on, Sylvain. I didn't ask you. Perhaps if you showed up on time to any of your reports, you would have a clue. Tell me about this red soul. Which one of you saw it?
I think
All of you?
we all saw it.
We all
Yes.
Are you going to resume your shape, druid?
Just stay right where you are. Don't do nothing.
Fine. Don't need to hear from more than one of you anyway.
Woof. That was rough.
Karen, you probably were the closest to it than all of us were. If you wanna take the lead, your brother's done enough. Sorry, Vale.
You were the closest to it.
I really threw me into the bus on that one, Shira.
Well, I done what I could do.
Yeah.
Were there any
I
other
saw
creatures
it.
around it?
No.
We just saw
I was a little quick.
when we came upon the last group that Harold was a part of. They were all partially disintegrated in ways that seemed to tell a story of one creature burning them, and then we came upon what we believed to be the creature that did it. It looked like a soul to us, but it was made up of some kind of energy that we didn't want to get anywhere near because we had seen what it had done to the old group.
Burned your skin?
Not all.
It did not burn our skin.
Not
We
our
just
skin.
assumed they had burned the other group's skin.
We saw some burn marks and
Yes.
Yes.
pieces taken off. And
And Jethro did his due diligence and investigated the bodies, and we did come to the conclusion that they were in fact done in by this creature. So we took the necessary precautions. We got Harold out of the tunnels, and we caved the tunnels in so that the creature could not escape. And we returned promptly back here to inform you.
Karen. Either you danced along those truthful lines really expertly there, so
it's incredible.
persuasion or deception, your choice. With advantage, as you stand with all of your compatriots backing your story up.
This is like a... Oh, no. It's a
ahead.
stretch.
Go ahead.
Could I do intimidation, but not in a scary way, in like a...
You're trying to impress upon what you
like
experienced?
Well, in kind of like a I make him uncomfortable kind of way. Like, can I tell this story in ways that make him like a little uncomfortable and put him on his back heel? Like I'm maybe touching things in his office or getting too close to him.
So it's like an irritant intimidation.
Yeah, and like a kind of I'm in his space.
Socially intimidating.
Socially intimidating.
I love it.
That's
Let's
fine.
go for it. Yeah.
All right.
This feels good. Okay, I'm gonna roll here. Ooh, crazy.
All right, that's not the best in the world. 18.
Oh, wow. He looks at you hard.
Oh no.
Very well. Does anybody have anything else to add?
I thought that was succinct.
That's what we went through.
Yeah.
Confirmed from all of you.
And we just
Yeah.
want to know Harold's
And there were
saved
no...
Harold.
You saved Harold.
We saved Harold. And Morris. I think that's enough for us for the day. We didn't bring any more souls.
We closed it off.
We closed it off.
We also brought these mementos from the Soul Searchers.
Very well. You are all dismissed. Thank you for your service.
Chelsea.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Spiders.
It's my pleasure.
Never understand how you can speak out of those mandibles. Fine. You're dismissed for the day. Jethro, stay behind for a moment.
Oh.
Yes.
I think Karen like puts Chelsea on his shoulder and kind of leads the procession out with like a let's fucking go.
Yeah, we gotta
guys.
go. We gotta go. That was close.
It's fine. I'll see you tomorrow.
All right, Jethro.
Happy Threes Day.
Great work.
Happy
Thursday.
Thursday.
Is there anywhere I can like put a cup to the wall on the outside?
Yeah. How
right?
can we leave in a little
When the door
recorder?
closes and you put it up, there's clearly a silent spell in place.
Oh,
That's the heat.
rats.
Yeah.
There's
Eh,
someone with the heat.
fine.
There's some spell.
The door's
When
hot.
you're left alone, he just turns around for 1 second and looks in your eyes and says, "There were no other creatures there. You're confirming this.
Yes.
Make a deception check."
Come
You want me to tell
on,
you what you need to
Jethro.
beat? Do you want me to roll first?
Yeah.
Just so we know.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Stay out a little.
Please that'd be like a
You feel... I'd actually like you to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
A wisdom saving throw.
He's probing them thoughts.
Uh-oh.
I felt that was gonna happen.
8.
Okay? Fuck. Okay. Make a deception check. You need an 18 or higher.
Okay.
Everyone.
19.
You feel a psychic probe pushing into your mind, a detect thoughts spell. Searches as he asks you this question. And you put every piece of your effort into not thinking about Borkefka. And his image does not come to your mind as you stare forward hard at the Overseer. He holds that gaze for a moment. Very well. You are dismissed as well, Jethro. Another thing. Some strange occurrences may be on the horizon. There are many liars that lie hidden, waiting to take advantage of those who are out of their depth. Be careful. And have faith in the Silver Citadel. For it is only through us you can achieve redemption. Happy Tuesday. Doors open, and he shoos you out. And that is where we're going to end this episode.
Oh! That was fun one, guys.
We'll see you for the next one. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Next time on Realm.
Return to paradise.
I knew it. I fucking knew it.
Vale thinks this fucking sucks.
I know you don't think that that's a coincidence. I sure as hell don't.
And that's our game. We'll see you guys next time.